We've seen President Bush, though, come out and lift the executive ban on offshore drilling, though, on the US outer continental shelf. I mean, how serious do you think, say, the US government is about alternative sources of energy when they're just looking for more oil?
Well, there's the big debate on around the world, of course, including here. We've got a lot of discussion about greenhouse gases, different technologies, just how do we work with existing technologies and phase them out? How do we give renewables a leg up? So there's an awful lot of debate going on in that area, and I'm sure we'll find the right way forward.
I know the Australian government was criticised for deciding in the budget to means test that solar hot water rebate, solar panel rebate that households were getting a plan put in place by the previous coalition government. What's your view on the Labor government means testing that rebate?
Well, again, Ausra works in the utility space. We're at the very high end, producing hundreds of megawatts of power at a time. We're not really in that domestic space with those solar panels on rooftops. But having said that, my view is anything that reduces greenhouse gases is good. So we would be, we'd be keen to see something be reinstated there that works for the residential community.
Is it indicative, though, I guess, of where Australians sit, though, in the fact that only a small number of households have actually taken up the rebate?
Well, again, the answer requires probably a much bigger picture than the solar cells on homes. I think they are a good initiative. They are a good first initial step into attempts to reduce greenhouse gases, and that's a good thing. But the answer lays really with large-scale, utility-scale solar plants such as Ausra's.
How can the costs, I guess, of solar thermal energy compare, say, with the cost of oil at the moment and petrol prices and electricity at the moment? Because obviously it's a big issue for the government. Voters don't want to be paying more for their energy needs, for petrol, for electricity.
Well, the unfortunate fact is that petrol prices are rising, electricity costs will rise regardless of whether we introduce any renewables or not. The cost of fuels are skyrocketing. We all feel the pressure of that. So we need to move and encourage these new technologies, the solar technologies and the other renewable technologies around the place to get in and get established sooner than later.
Of course, big news tomorrow. We're waiting for the Climate Change Minister, Penny Wong, to release the terms of the National Emissions Trading Scheme, the Green Paper, setting those out tomorrow. What would you like to see?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Of course, what I'd like to see is an emissions trading scheme start in the year 2010, and hopefully the government will be able to achieve that. I certainly don't want to see a scheme that is rushed and creates any sort of economic hardship for anyone, but I'll be very keen, as the rest of Australia will be, to see what that report looks like.
That's the worry, though, isn't it? That the government could perhaps be sidetracked, I guess, by the concerns that this could seriously impact the economy. I know the Australian Workers Union releasing a report that predicts 15,000 jobs could be lost just in the aluminium sector alone under an ETS.
Well, the CSIRO have predicted something in the order of 3 million additional green collar jobs as well if we move down the renewable energy path. So I think that the government should stay firm, providing we're able to deliver this in an efficient manner by 2010. That would be good to see.
Do you believe that the Australian government is doing enough to help fund the renewable energy sector, the alternative energy sector?
I believe they're doing a pretty good job. In fact, at the moment, there's an enormous amount of effort, a lot of discussion. The debate is happening now. They are looking at things such as feed-in tariffs, which is a good thing. The emission trading scheme, it's complex. It will penalise those emitters of carbon emissions. So, there is a lot happening here, and I think they're definitely heading in the right direction.
I know Ausra has already secured some major deals in the US with power providers there. Who are you targeting in Australia?
as I said before, the inquiries that we are getting are broad and varied. We're very keen to talk to the utilities who have a great deal of interest. Certainly the states of Victoria, up the eastern seaboard, Victoria, Queensland, New South Wales, all of the governments have been most cooperative for facilitating meetings with all key stakeholders to look at what projects we may be able to be involved in. So there's an enormous issue, an enormous interest there, and we're confident that we will be rolling out these large-scale plants in the not-too-distant future.
And just lastly, Bob, if we could ask you, obviously you've been involved in the market here in Australia for many years. What's it like seeing Ausra's technology that was developed here, funded and further developed in the US, now come back to Australia?
Well, that's right. Having said that, we do have a plant here in Liddell Power Station. Macquarie Generation have been very innovative in having the foresight to see this was the way forward. That plant really was the benchmark. It was the plant that provided all of the necessary impetus for Ausra Inc. to be able to re-engineer, redesign, commercialise this product, and now bring it back in a form that we can deploy on a large scale.